Hey guys, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to check out this latest episode of Study Crypto, where we're going to dive into the day the dollar dies and Bitcoin rises. But first, before we get into it, please do us a quick favor. And if you're enjoying the content you get from our channel, hit that like button as well as the subscribe button. In addition, ding that notification bell so we can also help other people see this content as well. And as you know, crypto investing is high risk, and this is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. Now that we've gotten that out the way, let's get into it. The day the dollar dies and Bitcoin rises. So, this information is based upon some recent data that gives you an idea of when fiat currency, aka the US dollar, is going to die and something like Bitcoin rises. But first, before we get into the future, let's really get into the past so we know where we're at, so we get a better idea where we're going. But just to give you a teaser, May 21st, 2029 is when is expected, based upon recent calculations, that fiat currency, aka the US dollar, will die, and the next currency, reserve currency of the world, preferably, ideally, Bitcoin, will rise. But again, first, let's look into the past to see how we're getting to that future. So the first world reserve currency, we're going to get into the reserve currencies of the world and their history. And the first one was Portugal, which was the reserve currency from 1450 to 1530, which lasted 80 years. The first reserve currency of the world. Next, we have Spain, which lasted from 1530 to 1640, which was a total of 110 years for the Spanish to have the world reserve currency. Next up was the Netherlands. The Netherlands held true to be the world reserve currency from the years 1640 to 1720, which is 80 years. Next up from there, we have France. France held strong from 1720 to 1815, a total of 95 years, reigning number one as the world reserve currency. Next up, we have Great Britain. Great Britain held the title of the world reserve currency from the years 1815 up until 1920, which is 105 years. Now, in 1920, they lost their status due to something called the Bretton Woods Agreement, which at that time, that's what gave the US of A, the world reserve currency status in 1920, which it has held to the present. Obviously, we all know the US dollar is the world reserve currency. Now, let's take a look at this. The average reserve currency lifetime is 94 years based upon the last 500 to 600 years of the existence of reserve currencies. Again, based upon the existence of reserve currencies, the average lifespan is 94 years. And how many years has the US held that reserve currency status? The US dollar has been on top as the world reserve currency for 102 years. 102 years. So we're a bit overdue to have the world have a new reserve currency. And the question is, well, if the US dollar is no longer the world reserve currency, what could take its place? And I think you already know where this is going. It is Bitcoin. It is Bitcoin. It's likely to be Bitcoin. No one can most certainly predict it with 100% certainty. But on the exponential track record it's on right now, it is likely to be the next world reserve currency, the way all the countries are gobbling it up. All of the biggest multinational, international, multi conglomerate companies and institutions are gobbling up whatever is left available. It is very likely to be that next reserve currency. No one can tell for sure, but if when you look at history, you can identify what's going on in the present a lot better, which gives you a really good idea of what's going to happen in the future. So, in conclusion, Bitcoin is likely to be the world reserve currency based upon adoption, simply because when you look at the lifespan of world reserve currencies, the average lifespan is only 90 years or so, and the US dollar has held that title for a little over 100 years, which means the world is overdue for a new world reserve currency. Once again, thank you so much, guys. Really short video. Please, if you enjoyed this information, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. And I will be sure to send more content like this your way. All right, guys. Thank you so much and see you next time. Hey, guys. Don't forget to please hit the like button and the subscribe button on this. And if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, hit us up at studycrypto@gmail.com for walkthroughs and any assistance. All right. Peace.